You're on.
Oh, so sorry. We are totally live, as you can tell. And he's Marty the Mad Dog Murphy. I'm Matt LaMadeline, and welcome to our very first show of 2022.
Yeah,
Dog?
We're missing our cohort.
Yes. My dad is now back in Florida, hopefully. I haven't heard from him yet, but he did leave today. So hopefully, maybe he'll call the show. Who knows?
Yeah.
I'm sure if he's settled, he will.
Yeah.
So, Marty, how's your holidays? Everybody stayed healthy? And
it was good.
Good.
It was well to be expected. I mean, my niece ended up with COVID, so we weren't able to go to my mom's for Christmas. So
Right.
We'll do that in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Unfortunately, COVID was a major theme for a lot of people during the holiday season, but knock on wood, I managed to get through, and it was a very good holiday.
Yeah,
my brother always has Christmas, so we thank the Cheshire Lamads. They always do a great job. My parents came and went, and knock on wood, everything went well.
We got to take my daughters up to their other grandparents for
awesome
for a few hours Christmas Day, which was great.
Very good. I'm glad to hear that, and so they're doing well as well. I'm good. Marty, unfortunately, we lost a couple of American icons, if you will, during our break. If we had 1 week off, but during the break. And we'll say Betty White first, although John Madden is more important to me as a person and a fan. But nonetheless, two big hits for America.
Yeah, I mean, Betty White was planning her big 100th birthday party.
Can you imagine? 3 weeks shy.
18 days.
Oh, what a shame. And I mean, I remember as
so now on Facebook you got people pushing for Betty White Day on January 17th for her birthday.
And all they want is people to be nice to one another.
Everybody be nice to each other.
Wow. Can you imagine? We need a holiday for people to be nice to one another. That's a real shame.
Oh, yeah, it is.
That's a real shame. But, nonetheless, she will be lost. And I missed John Madden, though. Wow. I was looking back over his total football career, and I didn't even realize, even as a Raider fan, I didn't realize that he was the Raiders coach in Super Bowl II. I obviously became a football fan around 74, so I had missed the first couple of seasons with John Madden. Always a great coach. He is one of the reasons I was a Raider fan, because they were so good.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, they were perennial playoffs. Finally saw them win Super Bowl 11 against Minnesota.
Yeah.
And then they won 2 more since, but
they knocked off the Redskins.
Vikings
where,
first.
Marcus Allen had a career day.
Oh my God. Yeah, so the Raiders won, 11, 15, and 18, I believe it was. Lost Super Bowl II, and I don't even know. Against the Bucks, I don't even know what number that was. But that was in the 40s, I think.
Yeah.
It's been a while. And you know what, Marty? My Raiders are still alive, so we'll talk about that after. But John Madden, I mean, all the things I saw and read and heard after the fact, he was, not only was he a Raider coach, the broadcaster, the video game, the pitch man.
Yeah.
How about tough acting, and Miller Lite? And,
I'll tell
those
you,
commercials were awesome.
The best thing I remember about him is Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah. Yes.
When he brought out the Madden Gobbler.
Yes.
And we're giving out turkey legs.
Yep.
He had one turkey come out with 6 legs. He gave it to the offensive line for a team 1 year.
Yeah, and I forget what he called it, something turducken, something like that. And it was and he was with the telestrator and writing all over the place, and boom, and what just a character.
Oh yeah, I mean, he taught you about football.
Yep.
He wasn't just a commentator. He drew the plays out. He showed you where they were going, what they were doing. It taught you how to understand the game. That's the problem today. Kids today, they watch the NFL. They're worried about fantasy points.
Right.
Where us growing up, we were taught how the play was ran, where the play was going. So the next time we saw it, we knew what was going on.
Right. And it was just crazy because, again, like all last week I was watching NFL Network. I was watching all the John Madden stories, and the stories are just great about what an ambassador of the game he was, Marty. And think about it. I was born in '68. He had coached the Raiders the year before in the Super Bowl. So he was early '60s, okay? Early '60s all the way up to last year they said even he was still on rules committees. He was still on, what do you call it? Just people calling him and what do you think about this, John? And just loving football for a decade plus. I mean, half a century.
Yeah.
A decade. What am I talking about? Decades. That's what I meant to say. And yeah, I mean,
I think, matter of fact, I think it was 60 years. So.
Could be. Yeah, no, could definitely be. He was 85 years old, so yeah.
20-something.
Yeah. I never realized that he actually, he never got a chance to play in the NFL. He did get drafted by the Philadelphia Eagles, and he got injured and just never played, so he went right into coaching and everything else. But yeah. Oh, yeah, so early 60s.
Yeah.
There you go, 60-plus years.
Yeah.
And, yeah, he'll be missed. And a lot of the players were talking about just talking to him and knowing him and just, just learning the game. Actually, some of the new players learning the game from Madden video game.
Yeah.
Which is just insane.
I mean, you sit there and you think about it. And was it 99 they had the All-Star game in Fenway Park?
Yes. Yep.
With Ted Williams there?
Yes.
And all the young players, they had to go over and talk to Ted Williams.
So, yeah.
And I remember Tony Gwynn saying, he taught me how to hit. He explained to me what I was doing.
Crazy, huh?
Made me understand what I was doing when I was hitting.
Right. And, and I think that's a lot of what it was, too, is that John Madden, talked to the players. I saw early footage, and he said he had 3 rules, and that's why the Raiders were so good, and they were able to just enjoy themselves and party and do their thing. He said, never be late, pay attention in all meetings, and then play like hell on Sunday. Those were the only 3 rules for the Raiders, and they, way back when, they truly were the misfits. And
penalties don't matter.
Right? Yeah, and penalties didn't matter.
Penalties don't matter as long as we win.
Yeah, and they did win a lot of games. He had over 100 wins in 10 years, and apparently he's still the winningest Raider coach of all time. And apparently one of the reasons he left, the coaching and everything else was because he did not fly. He was afraid to fly. I know you remember the Madden Cruiser.
Yeah, the Madden Cruiser.
And that's a lot of driving all over this country many, many, many times,
Well, he didn't mind flying in the beginning, but I guess he was on a very bad flight.
Okay. And that'll do it.
And that was it. He was on a very bad flight. He said, I'm never getting on a plane again.
Yeah, that'll do it.
That was the biggest reason why he never went out to Honolulu.
Oh, that's true. He never did. Right? They probably never went. He never went to a Pro Bowl.
He never went to the Pro Bowl.
Yeah. I guess.
No, wait.
I
think he did it. I think he did do it one year.
Okay.
I think he took a cruise from California out to Hawaii and they rented a cruiser out there to drive him to the stadium.
Well, the bottom line is there's no driving to Hawaii. So if he ever got there, it was by water. There was no flying for John Madden. Well, anyways, Marty, I was just looking. Just looking at the calendar coming up, and you know what? January and February are still going to be good months for. We got extra playoff games this year, an extra week of football. Right into February, we got the Winter Olympics. And then Super Bowl Sunday is actually February 13th this year, so it's even a week later.
Yeah.
And then the Daytona 500 is the week after that, so it's going to be nice.
Isn't the week after that President's Weekend?
Yes, I believe it is too. Yeah. Oh yeah. Crazy. And I didn't. I know we've spoken about it many times, but the extra week of football is this week.
Yeah.
So it's actually week 18 because of the buys. And you know what?
No, it's week 19 because of the buys.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. It's week 19 because of the buys. And then there's actually a Monday night playoff game this year. So we're actually going to be able to talk up a playoff game on a Monday, which we've never had. And Marty and I have been watching football for a long time. We're youngsters, but we've been watching.
I don't
want
to go how many years I've been watching football.
Yeah, I know it. But Marty, the one thing that I love about New Year's Day is the Winter Classic on NHL. Now, did you watch any of it? I know you don't. I know you don't. But Marty, it was minus 6 degrees in Minnesota when they dropped the puck. By the end of the night, it had to be minus 15. Who knows? But they played at the Minnesota Twins Target Field.
Yeah.
And it was the Minnesota Wild hosting the St. Louis Blues. And you know what? I don't watch the whole game, but I keep checking in. And these guys are unbelievable, playing under the lights. And this is the way they all broke into the National Hockey League. They were pond hockey kids, and it's a spectacle that just. I've always wanted to go to.
Oh, yeah.
And they've had them at Fenway. They've had them all over the
They've
place.
had him at Yankee Stadium a couple of times, too.
I've never gotten there yet. But it is
Maybe
beautiful.
next time they do Yankee Stadium, we'll go.
I'll tell you what, I would love to go. And you know what, that's a bucket list thing for me, so hopefully eventually that will happen. Marty, we have tons and tons of football to talk about. But before we do, I completely forgot to even check. I know that UConn, men and women, are both in a COVID delay of season. Is that right? Yeah.
Yes.
Because I did not see a single game. I looked at the paper a couple times, and I know the men lost at least 2 games, and the women have lost at least 2 games. Not lost. I'm sorry. COVID.
And stopped them from playing, yeah.
Cancellations too, right? They're not postponed.
I don't know if they're making them up or not.
Yeah.
I don't know what exactly. That's a tricky situation on how to do that.
Right. So I know that they will eventually start their season again, but for now they haven't played in a few weeks.
Yeah,
I know that.
Because you don't know what they may do, because I think they were conference games that they missed.
Okay, right.
I think what they may do is because they've already played South Carolina.
Yeah.
They may dump that game and make it a conference game to try and get the conference thing equal out.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Because in the end, really, that's what they need.
Right.
Marty. So the playoffs. I'm trying to. We are now at that point of the year where, we know what teams are in the playoffs and the NFL playoffs.
Pretty much.
I'm talking to. And we now know that there's 3 or 4 teams that are just kind of hanging around, and who's going to be that 7th extra team this year.
I mean, here's the funny thing: the AFC.
Yeah. No.
Colts get beat.
Yes, by the Raiders.
No, Colts get beat this Sunday.
Oh, this upcoming Sunday. Okay. I thought we were talking about yesterday.
The Colts get beat.
Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah. The Colts get beat.
Yes.
Raiders, or Chargers, whichever team wins, is in the playoffs.
Yep.
Steelers win tonight.
Yep.
And they win next week because the Colts lost.
Yep.
They will get in with a 9-7-1 record. That half a win makes a difference.
It does. And I know you've been talking about it over and over again, but I am rooting for the Browns today because the Browns, I think, are officially out.
Yeah,
even if they win outright.
They were eliminated last week. Last night.
Yeah, they would have a 9-8 record, but their conference no good. So the most important game next week, though, is Sunday night. They've shuffled it all around. You know what I mean? Flex scheduled it out. The Raiders will be hosting the Los Angeles Chargers in Vegas. Raiders got to have it. Got to have it. They did not show up last time against the Chargers. Chargers whipped them.
Yeah.
So,
and you're at home. You got to win.
Right. So whoever wins that game will be 10-7 and is in the playoffs.
Right.
So right now, the Bills and Pats are definitely in. They're still battling as to who's going to end up with that better record. If so, the Bills will have a better division record if they both win next week. So Bills and Pats definitely in. Cincinnati clinched the North yesterday with they're 10-6. Cincinnati and KC are both in at 11-5, but it's gonna, that number 1 seed.
It belongs to Tennessee right now.
Right now it does, exactly. So Kansas City needs a win.
Tennessee has to win this week.
Yeah, as long as Tennessee wins, they are the number 1 seed and have the bye.
Who's Tennessee got this week?
You know what? I did not put down who Tennessee has, but Kansas City has Denver on Saturday night. So we will see about that one. Either way, both of them are in. But this year, the big difference.
I wonder if it be Titans Colts.
What's that?
Titans Colts.
For what? For who's
next
playing?
week.
I don't know that. You have a schedule right in front of you. The bottom.
No, they don't have next week then.
Yeah. No. The Colts have the Jaguars, so the Colts should win outright next week. Should win. Okay. And I think if the Colts end up with a 10-7 record, they're in as well, right? Because they would have a better record than the Steelers, no matter what.
Right.
So if the Colts win, they're in, and the winner of the Raiders and Chargers game is in.
So that would mean Tennessee, because they're playing conference games. Tennessee got Houston.
Tennessee has Houston. Okay, yeah. So Tennessee should win out. And if they do win, they are the number one seed. Right. And the only difference this year is, if you haven't been paying attention, is the number 2 seed does not have a bye this year. They will play the number 7 team. And then obviously 3, 6, 4, 5. But extra week of playoffs.
Yeah, but I've already heard the NFL is talking about going 8 teams.
Of course they are.
That would.
That way everybody plays.
Well, no. That way, That way, they don't have to add an 18th game. They can leave the system the way it is now.
Okay.
You get your first 2 teams get a bye,
Right. Okay. Back to the number 2 also gets a bye.
and then you have 3 play 8,
3 play 8. Yeah. 4 play 7.
4 play 7, and 5 play
and
6.
Okay. Yeah. That'll be next year.
And
I'm sure.
that would move everything back a week.
Right. And that would be 16 of 32 teams
Yeah.
in, instead of 14 teams this year.
Well, how many? I mean, hockey has 18, right?
Yeah. Well, listen, the NFL wants more playoffs, and as a fan, I don't care. Just give me more football.
And I'll tell you,
don't care.
I'll tell you right now, I can see baseball adding more wild cards.
That's what they're gonna do, Marty. You know that.
And that may be what the whole thing with the collective bargaining agreement is.
Right.
They want to add more playoffs because that's where the players get all their extra money.
Oh, yeah. And big money, let's
Right.
face it, because the fans will pay more to see a playoff
Right.
game. And let's face it, you know what? The mere fact that the Raiders are still in it, I counted them out weeks ago. You know that, Marty.
Yeah.
They were 6-7. 6-7. They've now won 3 in a row. And their own fate is in their hands. They win, they're in.
That's
you
it.
know what I mean? So, it's great. It's great for the fan.
Yeah, it is.
I think it's great for the fan. And you know what? The Raiders, I don't know. They should go on a roll.
Yeah.
They've been on a roll for 3 weeks. They win next week. That's 4 games in a row.
Well,
they could be a Kansas City, but the right team's got to show up.
Right. Well, I mean, you look at it, 2007.
Which was the Giants?
The Giants and Patriots. Patriots were undefeated.
Right.
Giants got hot going into the playoffs,
Oh,
and that was it.
Yeah. They were a wild card team and won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Blasted right through everybody. All right, Marty, the NFC is a little easier. The Packers have already clinched, I believe. No, I can't even say that. The Packers are 13-3. The Bucks are 12-4, and the Rams are 12-4. We have the Cardinals are 11-5, and the Cowboys are 11-5. All of them are already in. Okay. I was trying to figure out all day, did the Pack clinch a home field advantage? I don't know. Because if they lose, they can have the same record as the Rams and the Bucks if the Rams and the Bucks win. So I'm not quite sure, but they're all in.
Yeah, they're all in.
And the Pack is certainly one of the hottest teams right now.
Yeah.
5 in a row.
Well, but the thing with the Packers,
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about the regular season.
Right.
They're always in the playoffs. Rodgers finds a way to choke in the playoffs.
Well, we'll see. You know, he does have 1 Super Bowl ring.
Yeah, 1 in how many tries?
Well, 2.
No.
2.
No, how many times have been in the playoffs?
Oh, I don't know.
How many
about
times have
that,
lost the NFC Championship game?
Lost to the Steelers, right, in the Super Bowl. So he's 1-1 in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but he's lost in the NFC Championship game like 6 times.
Right. But you know what, Marty? He's been there.
Right.
You know what? I know you're down on Aaron Rodgers, but to me, he's still one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time.
Oh, yeah, he is.
And you know what? In one of these years, he's been playing with just an attitude this year.
Yeah.
You know, and one of these years, Tom Brady is not going to win the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah. This year will be it.
Speaking of Tom Brady, Marty, 2nd year in a row, 40-plus touchdowns. Never did it before in his career, which I saw that yesterday. You got to be kidding me. In his illustrious career, he's never had 2 consecutive years of 40-plus touchdowns.
Wow.
And it took leaving New England to do it.
Yep.
So, all right, so the teams that are Philadelphia has actually made it, Marty. 9-7. They're in. All right, they're playing the Cowboys this week. I mean, it'll be a great win. You know,
Yeah.
I don't think either of them are playing for anything at this point, just seeds. You know, but Philadelphia has won 4 in a row. They came back from dead at 5-7.
Yeah.
And the only thing that's still alive and kicking over there is San Francisco's 9-7. New Orleans is 8-8. So I believe if New Orleans wins and San Francisco loses, or if they end up with the same record, the Saints will get in. And I don't know exactly why. I was looking. I'm trying to figure it all out.
It would have to be head-to-head.
Yeah, that's got to be it. Or maybe division record first. This is where it gets crazy for me. And we talk about this every year. We try to figure it out.
It would be conference record.
Conference record, right?
That-
because they're not in the same
Yeah.
division.
But
right?
that's why I said you'll probably look head-to-head first.
Right, okay. All right, so that is
They-
the only... What?
They beat them. That's why they're in.
They must have played each other, but I didn't find that either. It just gets so convoluted and everything for me. We'll just say, you know what, we'll wait till next Monday. We'll sort it all out next Monday. And, we'll talk about it then. Our game tonight is the Browns at the Steelers. We've already talked about it. Huge game for the Steelers.
Yeah.
They need to win outright and still need a lot of help to get in.
Oh, no, they need to win out, and the Colts to lose. That's it.
Well, that's right, too. But the Colts, we already said, are playing the Jags. And
Man,
I can't imagine the Jags are going to bring it at 2-14.
Never know.
You never know, right?
They've won 2 games.
Right. Well, yes, they have won 2 games. You're right. Any given week in the NFL,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
anybody can beat anybody. I do believe that because it's happened
Yeah.
many, many times. Like I said, the flex schedule next week is all over the place. The Jets, Giants, and Patriots. Let's just see what we got, because I know the Jets and the Giants are both 4-12.
Oh, they're televising them?
You know, they may not next week. I don't know. The Giants, let me see, are hosting the Skins. And we still call them the Skins because they'll always be the Skins
Right.
to us. Oh, yeah, that's right. The Giants got whipped by the Bears yesterday. That's what it was. I said to myself, did the Giants win or lose yesterday? And they just have no quarterback right now.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Danny Dimes is injured, obviously.
Yeah.
But do
He
you
may not be
think he's
back.
the future?
He may not be back.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I heard them talking. They were saying that his neck injury may be career-ending.
Wow. Well, that would be a shame because I like him, but I don't think he's in any way a Super Bowl caliber heading that even in that direction quarterback. You?
I don't know.
Yeah.
You'd have to get a full season of him first.
Right. I agree with you. And he just has not.
No, yes.
Yeah.
He got the Sam Darnold syndrome. Can't stay healthy.
Right. And that's the thing about the NFL especially. You know what? If you're lucky enough to get 4 or 5 healthy seasons, you know, you get your big paycheck, but that's about it. I mean, these guys that make it like Tom, that's why it even looks so much more incredible to be like a Tom Brady, who's now in his, 20th season or 21st season?
22nd.
I don't know, 22nd season. You know, a lot of the NFL guys, they get 3-4 years or whatever, and they're done due to injuries or whatever, you know? And that's why, we're not going to get into it, but we looked at that buffoon, Antonio Brown, who's gotten so many opportunities, and he walks off the field yesterday?
Yep. And the NFL and the Bucs are talking. I think to play it safe, the NFL is going to suspend him.
Yeah. And you know what? Here he is. He's on a team that's headed for the playoffs, possibly for the Super Bowl.
Because if they don't suspend him, and the Bucs cut him after he clears waivers, he could sign with any team and play in the playoffs.
That's unbelievable, isn't it, Tom? How many opportunities is this buffoon going to get to? And it's too bad because he's a great talent.
That's the
Idiot.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
When you're a talent, you can get away with stuff.
Right. And here's my thing is you know what? I don't know, and you didn't, it didn't say in the article, right, why he walked off the field, but
No.
it doesn't matter. You know what? If your coach tells you sit on the bench, you sit on the bench.
You don't quit on your team.
Right. And he's not their number one guy anyways. Mike Evans has always been the number one guy in Tampa.
I mean, and you see the different reports after the game. I mean, Tom Brady
Loves him for whatever reason, though. He loved him in New England, too.
Cut the, he's not coming back. That's it. He did say he's not coming back.
Yeah.
But he says personal issues and people need to understand. And
Well, Tom Brady is good with the media, let's
Yeah.
face it. He always has been. So I'm sure he sugarcoated it as best as
Yeah.
he could. So anyways, back to now the Jets. The Jets had the Bucs on the run yesterday. And the Bucs come back to win, obviously 28-24. Tom Brady another 4 touchdown day.
What'd you think of the call?
What call? You know?
You didn't see the game?
No, I didn't watch that game. I was actually, because it was on at the same time as the Raiders. The Raiders weren't on, but I was watching the Red Zone, and the Red Zone was covering the Raiders Colts game.
4th and 2.
Yeah.
Get the first down. Jets win the game.
Okay. You have to say they don't
I think Zach Wilson missed the play.
Okay.
It should have been a jet sweep to get the first down.
Right.
He decided to do a quarterback run
Yeah. Stuffed.
and got stuffed.
Yeah. Wow.
Brady marched down the field. It's like a field. I think they were on like the Jet 35-yard line. They're like, field goal won't do it. They need the touchdown.
Right.
He throws touchdown.
Touchdown pass, of course. You cannot give Brady, that kind of time, and it's just it's crazy. Whatever. He may or may not win another Super Bowl, but man, has he been good for that Tampa franchise.
Like I said, love Tom Brady, hate Tom Brady.
Yep.
The one thing you have no choice but to do. You got to appreciate the talent that he is.
Absolutely.
Being a 6th-round quarterback that nobody thought would even make the NFL.
Yep.
To be the GOAT.
Yeah, it's amazing. And you know what? Does he walk away at the end of the year? I think he's got another year or two in him. It's the craziest thing.
I think he'll be, unless they win a Super Bowl this year.
Yeah.
I think he'll come back to try and get one more.
That's crazy.
I think he'd want to go out after winning a Super Bowl. Yeah. So I think he should have walked last year.
Right, I agree with you. I thought last year was going to be it. But
because it was the perfect scenario.
Yeah.
You basically shut everybody up about Belichick. You needed Belichick in order to win a Super Bowl.
Right.
He went and he won it.
Right.
He had nothing to prove. There was no reason to come back to it.
Right. Marty, the Patriots at the Dolphins, huge game the Dolphins are out.
Eliminated, yeah.
Yeah, they got eliminated after going 1-7, then winning 7 in a row. They lost yesterday, which was great for the Raiders.
Yeah.
We needed that. And the Dolphins are officially out, but they beat the Patriots back in like week 2, 17-16. So can the Finns foil the Patriots again?
Well,
the Patriots are in the playoffs. We know that. But they need a win and a Bills loss.
Right. The question is, Bills playing Saturday or Sunday?
You know what? I don't know that either.
Paper doesn't say.
Yeah. No. They are playing on Sunday.
Are they both playing Sunday?
Yes. Because the Saturday games now are, like I said, Denver at Kansas City, and then Dallas at Philadelphia, or whatever. Dallas and Philadelphia. I don't know who's home. That is the Saturday night game. So that, again, that's big. That's a very big game. Of course, everybody loves the Cowboys.
Well, that's the reason why. That's the reason why they're both playing on Sunday, because you got to play for the win.
Right. Yes. Yeah. I don't think there's going to be teams just sitting resting their guys this year, because a lot of teams need for seeding purposes and home field advantage.
Right. The conference teams, conference winners get a home game, get one.
Yeah. And the Patriots, can you imagine? Well, they weren't in the playoffs at all last year, right?
No,
because they had Cam and it just wasn't working out. So the
well,
Patriots
they had no defense last year.
Right.
The whole defensive squad took the COVID break.
Right. They took the COVID break, and you know what? They're probably better off for it because they're healthier this year.
Right.
Anyways, the Pats actually go and they whipped the Jags yesterday, 50-10.
Oh yeah.
And that's why I'm like, I have no faith that the Jags are going to beat the Colts this week either. That's why, I think the Colts are going to sneak in. I really do. But anyway, so like I said earlier, the biggest game of the weekend, at least for me, and for playoffs, it is a playoff game. Is the Raiders are hosting the Chargers.
Right. That's a playoff game before the playoffs.
Right. But next Monday, Marty, we can do a national championship preview, because no Monday Night Football next week. National championship game next week.
Yes.
And, what a great segue. We might as well just continue right into it. Unfortunately, both games were not good on New Year's Eve, huh?
No.
30 seconds. We're not even going to get to it. But anyways, we'll talk about the national championship game next Monday. Great. It's going to be a great matchup, of course.
Yes.
Georgia and Alabama.
Yep.
And I know you're rooting for
Roll
Alabama.
Tide.
I know you're Alabama. Marty, that show just blew by.
Yeah.
And, I'm glad we were able to talk so much football. Rest in peace, John Madden and Betty White.
Yes.
All right, we'll talk to you next week. Marty Mad Dog Murphy, I'm Matt LaMadeleine.